We're very different about sharing information now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I remember seeing a meme like a while back. It was like when you were a kid, you were taught not to get in the cars of strangers.
Yeah.
And don't take food from strangers on the street. Now you're using the internet, and don't talk to strangers on the internet. Now you're using the internet to call strangers to come to your house.
Yeah.
Bring you food and drive you somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember, like, with mobile phones, you were petrified about giving your number out because you're going to get pranked. Now it's like that.
It's plastered all over the internet.
It's
everywhere.
the worst, man.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Dude, that terms and condition thing, like, on every app that you install, every website you sign up to, it's like, it could literally say, we have the right to come in and rape your pet. Like,
It's a South Park episode.
Yeah.
It's Apple.
Yeah, the Apple one. Yeah.
They don't.
Not Kenny, Kyle.
Kyle doesn't read the terms and conditions, and he gets put into a human centipede thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, we have the right to do that.
it has to be Kyle as well.
And they got the bloopers of when they're doing the voices to that scene.
Yeah.
And because he's got a Japanese guy connected to him at the front.
Yeah.
And he's like, Kyle, would you want me to eat the jelly or something? Or the cuttlefish? And he's like, the jelly, the cuttlefish.
Okay. But, like, there are laws. This guy's gone. There are laws now about, like, solicitation and marketing and all that sort of shit.
It's such a good scene. It's such a good his sounds. You have to watch the sounds the Japanese guy makes is amazing. Just when he's cramping in his stomach, he's like, "It's coming! I can't hurt anymore. I believe in you."
What's wrong with you people?
Oh, it's
Here we
great.
go.
All right, here you go. Come on. No, I will not eat if they are forced to eat on my poo.
Perhaps I didn't mention it's a bean and cheese burrito.
That's their jobs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kairu. I tried to resist, but burrito is too delicious. Oh no. Feel sick. So sorry, Kairu, but I am starving. Which would you rather I eat? Should I eat a cuttlefish and asparagus or the vanilla pesto? Cuttlefish and asparagus? Very well, I will eat the cuttlefish. Oh no! Cuttlefish is about to come out of my asshole! Here it comes! Oh, it's going to be a rat! Hold on, Kairu! I believe in you!
Oh,
that's disgusting.
And that's because he didn't read the terms and conditions.
Poor Kyle,
great.
man. No, like, seriously, of all people, like, why Kyle?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, poor bastard just cops it. No. As I was saying, but as far as, like, you're registered, you're, like, we keep going back into, like, the whole chipping, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, we chip our animals, right? How much of your information's on that chip? It's like everything.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Contact details.
Name, first name, last name, address. Yeah.
Yeah.
You update it. Yeah.
But it's not like you can just scan to look for it. The chip will be scanned if the dog is found and then brought to a vet, and then they'll scan it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like, oh, let's locate where...
Here's a question. We don't have a national ID card in Australia.
No.
Yeah? You go to Europe,
they're everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, you go to license and registration, right? You go to America, they've got ID cards. Do you reckon we need a national ID card?
It's hard to say.
Because not everyone has a driver's license.
What does it do? Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Well, there's alternatives to that. There's
there are key passes.
proof of age cards.
There are forms of ID cards that you can get.
Yeah, but they're not...
voluntarily.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a nationally mandated, not forcible, but compulsory ID card.
Dude, we're talking about a society that thinks there's a small chip in the current vaccine. So I don't know.
Dude, do you know how many times this week someone's brought up, like, COVID or whatever, and like, well, we don't really know what's going on. And I'm just like, I just sat there just staring at my feet. I was like, I can't.
He's over it. Dim has been broken.
I have. Dude, the second people start talking about it, there's like, I can just feel it coming. And it's just like,
do you know what bothers me, right? People are happy to talk about like the vaccines and sure, fine, have your opinion, shut up. But no one's really talking about the fact that there's shortages of the vaccine, there's shortages of syringes badly, and there's a cocaine shortage. Why is no one talking about that?
What do you mean there's a cocaine shortage?
Yeah, you know, that doctors use clearly cocaine, not street cocaine. There's a cocaine shortage at the moment, and you know, the doctors are struggling to. They use it a lot for eyes, for eye surgery.
Oh, like hypoglycemia.
Yeah, well, when they do eye surgery, apparently it dilutes the eye and it makes the veins very visible for them to see. It's used a lot in surgery, eye surgery mainly.
But why is it a shortage of it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why is no one talking about it? I don't know.
Is it because they're offhanding it, or is it because there's just not enough of it?
There we go. That's what I'm saying. Why is no one talking about it? I have no idea.
So what are you saying? That they're probably getting rid of it?
I don't know. That's what I'm just saying. Like, I can't believe no one's talking about these things. Like the fact that there's a lack of syringes. There's a huge lack of syringes. Like, no one will get the vaccine in general just because of the fact that there's no syringes. America's bought them all.
Yeah,
no one's talking about that.
They've stocked up on everything, haven't they?
No one's talking about
America. Look, of course they're going to take everything.
But why does no one, complain about that? I don't get it.
Because they don't know. They don't care.
Exactly. Why is it not being reported on? Why, look, and the fact that the cocaine shortage is there, why does no one say, well, hang on, what's going on there?
The fact that someone said the words, look, I haven't seen the bodies, so I don't understand. And I said, I actually didn't say anything. I let everyone else talk.
Oh, someone said that.
Someone said, I haven't seen bodies. So
I've seen, man, on the Italian channel, there was footage of a church just with like 100 coffins in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in America, man.
But they're all empty.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's just bring some coffins in here.
Yeah, or America where they were running out of rooms in the morgue, so they were just shipping them in like trucks.
And the video on YouTube where a dude's sister actually died and she'd been in there for a month. This was in Italy. And the ambulance, they couldn't get out there to take the body. And he was living in his apartment with his dead sister for a month.
Serious?
Oh.
Yeah, that's fucked.
That's bad.
But that, you seemingly educated people, that you trust normally, say something like, well, I didn't see bodies, so I don't know. It's like, well, what do you want, man? Do you want people to die? We've got the vaccine so people don't die.
Yeah.
We've done the measures we've done so people don't die. What do you want? People to die in order to prove that it exists?
Have you seen that meme where it's like, thank you, scientists, for not giving me polio, and then a whole bunch of other little things that they vaccinated for?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, why is no one complaining about that? Everyone took those. Everyone was happy.
Because it wasn't an inconvenience in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
What is this? What, Andrew, please.
I'd rather sit in an iron lung.
No. I'm serious though. It's like, I don't understand. You want to lose a leg? Like, is that what it's going to take?
Like, your parents have to die and you witness it in order for you to...
someone close to you have to die in order for you to see it.
But then even then, people are still... No.
Yeah, they had a heart condition or they had diabetes or something. It wasn't COVID. What do you want, man? Where do you draw the line? Like...
But where do you draw the line?
These people don't draw a line.
No.
It just keeps going.
It's a new breed of people.
It's a marathon. They can't run one, but they can talk about one.
I'm sorry.
I mean, like we talked about, I think it was like 2 or 3 podcasts ago. It was like the information is out there, but it's just not enough of it. There's too many dumbasses out there accessing the wrong information.
Yeah.
And there's... yesterday I saw it on Reddit, on the news thread, and it was saying like... it was like 85 or 80% of the misinformation out there on, I think it was vaccine, is attributed to like a whole bunch of bots off of Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many bot sites it was, but it's like 80% of all the misinformation.
But like they make such a big deal and they go on riot and they stop the city and all this crap. And I don't understand, like recently I just saw Bayside crimes like skyrocketing and gang activities going nuts. And Dendy Park is like a breeding ground at the moment. You can't walk through Dendy Park. Like Dendy Park,
for
really?
What?
Huh?
A breeding ground for what?
For violence. People are getting mugged walking through Dendy Park.
Why?
Because there's gangs hanging out there now. Sandringham, Hyatt, Mentone, Brighton. Like if you walk through any park around those areas now, you're going to get mugged, almost guaranteed. Like all the parents are like, they're targeting my kids. The kids are walking through there from school, they're getting mugged.
Yeah.
It's not on the news. Hello? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I until yesterday. It's a big problem, apparently. Like, it's a lot big problem. Like, parents are freaking out.
I was going to ask you, that thing that you sent, that article about the...
Yes, that's true.
Where was that?
That was in Queensland, I think.
Was it Queensland?
About what?
That pissed me off.
Yeah, I'm going to open it up.
Oh, I actually didn't read it. I saw it, but I didn't read. What was that?
I read it, and then I was like, what do you mean?
But did you say what I meant, though? They didn't take anything away from that. They just said it was poorly implemented. Not that it was a dumb idea.
What is it?
Hang on. Okay, hang on. I'll read it.
Read the links I send you.
Well, I was rushed. I'm busy.
I'm busy with what? Nothing. Victorian schools says asking male students to apologise for their gender.
Oh no, I did read this.
In assembly was wrong.
Yep.
So Victorian, it wasn't Queensland.
Oh, it was Victoria.
Victorian school has admitted it missed the mark after asking all male students to stand up in an assembly to apologise for their gender in the wake of the Justice for Women movement. Schoolboys from Brow College in Warrnambool, were asked to stand in a symbolic gesture of apology on behalf of their gender at a whole school assembly discussing respect for women this week. The move sparked uproar from parents, with many slamming the gesture as inappropriate.
You want to know who had balls?
Hang on.
The one kid that chose not to stand up.
Hang on. Mother Daniel Shepherd told 3AW's Neil Mitchell this morning her Year 7 son was left feeling confused and upset by the act. He said that they had to watch a video, and once they watched the video, they were all asked to stand in solidarity to apologise to the female gender on behalf of their gender, which he wasn't sure 100% why.
I feel sick.
He now has this misconception that all boys are now looked at as predators. Principal Jane Ball in a statement said that in hindsight, the gesture was inappropriate. Boys were asked to stand as a symbolic gesture of apology for the behaviours of their gender that have hurt or offended girls and women. In retrospect, while well-intended, we recognise that this part of the assembly was inappropriate. Today, the school is contacting parents to explain the reasons behind the assembly and to ensure that any student who requires support is aware that it is available. Miss Shepherd said that she did not believe the school had any malice intentions, but they'd got it wrong on this occasion. It wasn't a very thought-out process, I don't think, by the school. I understand they were trying to promote. They've just completely gone about it the wrong way.
Take my kid, another school.
Elon, take me to Mars.
I wonder if
please.
there's any compensation that could be made for that. Humiliation of my child.
Oh, it's just damaging.
PTSD.
Yeah. Your kid's going to grow up thinking they're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And they're going to become a piece of shit because they think they're a piece of shit.
Like I'm just sick of it. I'm just
Year
sick
7,
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sick of it.
That's actually fucked up.
Yeah, that's real bad.
I'm sorry.
That is real
but
bad.
to tell a boy that's 12 years old to apologise on behalf of his gender for all the malice that's happened to women, that makes no sense. Like,
you know why? Because who was it? Some school a couple of weeks back got caught. Who do you know? Did you hear about it? One of the private schools. Who was it? De La Salle or something?
yeah, I know there was some big private school.
They a bunch of the boys were basically caught just constantly sexually harassing the female students, and like heaps of students were coming out and talking about it.
Yeah,
and saying like this is enough, you know. And the boys were all like, "Yeah, we're doing it." So, and then 2 weeks later, this is happening. So, I'm guessing 2 and 2 together.
yeah, but you can't.
No, they're idiots.
Like, that's insane. Like, I understand. Like, I mean, different context, right? Different situation, but I understand why apologising to the Aboriginal community in Australia was necessary in order to move forward, because it was the Australian government that implemented the genocide, implemented the colonial, all that shit, right? We didn't have anything to do with it, like personally, but as a form of, because that was government rule.
That was government issued, yeah.
Government had to officially recognise something and then promise to build on that.
But we didn't really move forward.
Oh, no, not in the way that we probably should have
Yeah.
by this point. But I'm just saying, like, I understand why that had to happen. But why would you force, like, a 12-year-old boy to apologise on behalf of men to the females? Like, what if this kid's getting bullied by... Imagine that. Yeah? And as a victim of bullying, I'm just picturing myself at 12 years old having to apologise to, like, say, a girl that may have bullied me. For what? For just being born a boy?
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
And I don't know about you guys, but like my close friend group, I don't know anyone who's ever treated a girl badly or harassed a girl or sexually harassed a girl. I do know, however, of a couple of mates, and I apologise because they listen to this, that have been horribly, horribly abused by their partner, like a female partner.
Yeah.
I don't know the other way around, and nobody talks about that. You know, and obviously they don't come out and talk about it. I had to literally pick it apart from people because it's embarrassing for them to go through like brutal abuse, like beatings.
Yeah, well,
and they think it's not possible.
That's because of the context of what masculinity is in the 21st century.
Yeah.
But then, masculinity as a concept is toxic.
Yeah.
By definition, is toxic. I love it. Look at him. I'm basically saying everything he thinks, but he doesn't want to say on the record.
Here's a question for you, Dean.
You are a scumbag. Comes and puts it back on me now. All right.
For both of you.
Let me get comfortable.
So as this equaling of the two genders gets closer and closer, women will start taking on masculine traits because they're getting close to, like, in the sense, masculine traits, okay? So
full forward.
Full forward.
Nice. I was watching WAFL replays the other day. They were kicking 50-meter goals, man. Dude, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. So I can picture this guy going for a kick. My leg!
Boy, oh boy! What a mark!
Do you think these toxic masculine traits will then be taken on by women? Seeing as that then they're becoming more...
No, they have their own toxic traits.
Do you remember that movie?
No, but then what I'm getting at is they're taking on, like, in the sense where the equality, okay? The equality. I mean,
he's getting panicky.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
I've got the perfect response.
Does it make sense what I'm saying?
I've got the perfect
But does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I've got the perfect response.
All right, what's that?
I didn't see the hordes of censorship moguls out there coming out to ban The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage for its substitute, portrayal of, like, weak men and the abuse by the dominant females. That movie got under the radar.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, man.
Here are the hordes of children have been influenced by The Wicker Man. What a movie. I love that movie. Dude, he punches a woman in the face, then kicks her, man, against the wall. Dude, he literally squares off with her, just bang. Like he's had enough of all this toxicity. You know what, man? The episode art for this one
is going to be that guy there watching on to, like, those the freight kicking someone. The freight what do you call them? Or what? Yeah.
You know what could be? Nicolas Cage kicking the chick into the freight container.
Okay. No.
Did you hear about
some guy playing the things in front of
the castanets? You're fucked. Get as elaborate as you want. I created the ticket graphic to save me time.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking of these elaborate shit.
Damn. You know what you should do?
No. No, so building on what you were saying.
Does that make sense, though, how I said it? Or I didn't say it
No.
clearly?
Will the masculine trait just flip genders? And
So as they're taking on these more masculine traits because there's the equalising of the genders, well, then they take on the toxic, what's considered the toxic male traits. Whatever they are. I don't know what they are.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know, possibly. Like,
but would they be
even the axis of the Earth flipped?
Yeah.
Do you know what's interesting? I have a friend who is really successful. Right, she's done really well for herself. She's been in the same company for like 12, 13 years.
Kittens?
She's earning about 150K a year. Stop being sexist.
I'm being a dickhead.
She's
Look, having said that, we'll talk. I got a mate that was talking to some strippers the other day.
Oh,
all right, the topless waitresses. Do you know how much money they actually make?
Like $4,000 a week or something.
Dude, men will pay whatever it costs to get them out there. They don't have to. Dude, they're not touching anyone. They're not banging anyone. They're just topless waitresses. It's a set of tits.
Oh, the waitresses. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a set of tits, man, serving you a drink. But they will pay squillions to have them just sitting there.
Have you been on Twitch?
No.
That's a whole industry there too.
Okay.
And they're not even showing anything.
They just talk. They just talk. That's why I said he's on just chatting. That's what I was going for.
Oh.
He's just sitting there watching chicks talk to.
Yeah,
but
they just talk. They go.
Well, but it's like any Instagram page that automatically has 50,000 followers just because it's a woman.
Thanks, Mike LXL.
But on Twitch 69? They're donating money
for your $250 donation.
But for what?
Because I sneezed.
But that's my point.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So is that what's the word? An indictment of male loneliness in this current age?
Yeah, see that's what pisses me off too, because they clearly abuse because they know the guys will pay
No, but it's like
whatever.
It's like women just having random.
But then they turn around and say, "Stop sexualizing me." Dude, you have like 30,000 people following you on Twitch. Each one of them, like there's a lot of them, right? There's a lot of them. And they're all getting so much money off these guys, and yet they're turning around and being like, "Oh no, they're all sexualizing us, and we're getting."
Do you know who's? Huh? Do you know what man out there has the biggest balls on the planet? The guys that like post on like social media, like Instagram or Facey or whatever. There'll be a picture of some bird like doing something, and these dudes will come out and just say like what they think.
4 out of 10.
Yeah. Like, just say exactly what they're thinking, and it could be the most disgusting forward comment on the planet.
Yeah,
and I'm like. Sometimes I've clicked on like these accounts. I'm like, no, look at this guy. And it's his life. It's not even a private profile. It's an open profile. There's a picture of him with his kids. I was like,
for the world to see.
What is wrong with you, man? I've got like 5 social media accounts, none of them under my real name.
Yeah.
One's for cooking, one's for the podcast, one's for my personal stuff, which isn't even my personal stuff. It's just memes and bullshit that I make, I've got one that I made. I've got a friend of mine that had a cool photo as a DP on WhatsApp. She's like a pair of mirrored sunnies on. I'm like, dude, I'm going to make an account with your photo. I called it The Surgeon. Dude, called it The Surgeon, and it's just, the Instagram account is just reposts of the Twitter feed, and the Twitter feed is just song lyrics from like hip hop tracks. Like literally just quotes. Like boss quotes by like P. Diddy, Jay-Z, like whatever. And I've posted them as Twitter, like as her quotes, and then put them up on Instagram under The Surgeon because she just looks tough.
But then he doesn't have any time.
Well, I only did that for a couple of months.
A couple of months! Anyway, back to what I was talking about. This PMO, who's very successful, right? You would think that 150K, you got a good job, right? You're in a good position. She's in a big company, one of the world's leading IT companies. I had a chat about this with her, right? What we're talking about right now, about how the men degrading in the workplace and sexualizing and harassment. And she goes although she hasn't directly experienced it, she's like, subconsciously, I can understand that it's happened to me. And I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? She's like, oh, because, the people that are above me will look down on me. And I say, so you have it, they've directly looked down on you. She goes, no, I can feel it because I'm a female. And I'm like, is this how they all think?
Yep.
Because I don't look down on my female counterparts, and I don't think a lot of people would. No. You would want them to succeed just like anyone else in the workplace.
Fair, though, we're all like,
normal?
Well, no, we're in our 30s. We've grown up in a different time.
But
I remember one of my old jobs, like with a lot of truckies, a lot of raw, rough dude sort of truckies. One of our chief operating managers, it was a woman, and she didn't take shit. She had a rep for it. Like, she did not take shit. She got to where she was, like, just being fucking brash as fuck. Straight down the line. Like, she was fair. She was tough but fair, right? But I remember once standing there, and she was just telling me she'd had it out with some of these truckies coming in, not meeting the right times and all that sort of stuff. And this guy's just gone, she started telling him off or whatever. And he's like, oh, look, love, it's not going to be that long. And she's like, my name's not fucking Love. It's, you know what I mean? Now, is that toxic?
No.
I wouldn't, no.
In a professional setting?
Wait. From who? Who's saying
this is a truckie.
Yeah. Does it matter? Does he get a pass because he's a trucker?
You mean, is it wrong that he said Love, or is it wrong that she said, I'm not fucking Love?
She said, because she's not like some peon. She's the fucking chief operator.
Oh, no, it's wrong. He's in the wrong.
He's gone, look, Love, fucking blah, blah, blah.
You can't talk to your boss. I wouldn't talk to my boss like that.
Yeah. And he's gone, my name's not fucking Love, and you're like, I'm telling you what you need to
That'd be like me going, if you were my boss, and I'd be like, look, lad, just fucking, all right.
Shut up, bloke. Like, yeah.
Oh, if it's your boss, fair enough.
Well, you're reporting to him. They're in a high position.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
He's just being a dick.
He's being a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. As he thinks he is. Anyway, look, it depends. It depends who you ask. You know what I mean? I mean, then you're looking at bullying across the workplace. It happens to men, but like you said, because of the social structure and the construct and all that, men are less likely to speak out.
Well, I did ask her that too. I said, we do cop it in workplaces. I've copped it in my workplaces.
Yeah, I have.
But we don't make a big deal about it. It's but then she said we
just go home, cry, kill our neighbour.
Yeah, exactly.
Go home and play 7 hours of Destiny.
Write a manifest. You know what I mean?
Dim's going home tonight to
read about World War II.
Gambit. Google Gambit.
Yeah, Dim's going to look up Gambit. Yep.
No, we internalise, and that's the problem. No, I'm serious. Mental health is such a big issue in Australia.
My issue is that she senses it, not that it has been experienced.
Yeah.
What you sense and what you actually experience are two different things.
Mind you, right, this is what she said as well, which was she's being offered a greater position with a 50% pay rise, okay? Mm-hmm. She's hesitant to take that position because she feels like it's she has to prove too much to against the males in the same position. And I'm like, I feel like that's just you. You're feeling that because you choose to feel that. No one's actually coming out and saying to her, oh, well, you know, if you don't succeed, then I'm better than you. No one's saying that. I don't see that anywhere in her workplace. But she feels that way, and because of that, she's rejecting the job.
Do you think that's because of the message that's out there at the moment, that they're being told that, and then they have to think that?
But she's such a smart, switched on...
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how smart you are, man. Whatever... Everybody's subject to outside influence.
I guess.
I've seen women, the smartest women in the world, fall apart over like an ex. Doesn't matter who you are, man. If you're stupid, you're stupid, or you know you're prey to your emotions. You're controlled by your emotions. That's it. Do you know what that reminds me of? Do you remember Falling Down? When the wife, you know, his ex-wife is like having a bit. You still haven't watched it with Michael Douglas, the best movie of all time.
Give it to me.
Just get on freaking download it.
Oh.
What is this effort? Like, it's got to click like 2 mil to the left, you know. Hit Thriller.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't know.
I don't think it's on Netflix.
No. Anyway, when she calls a cop to come round after he's called the house up, and the cop comes around, he's like, you know, lock your doors as he come round. And then they're talking about, you know, they've been separated, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and the cop asks the wife, because she's called the cops around like a bunch of times. The cop asks the wife, he's like, has he been physically abusive? Oh, no. Then... why is there like a restraining order on him? Well, I thought at times that he may have been abusive, and the cops just looking at it like, "What do you mean?" Well, that he could have eventually been abusive. And he's like, right, like it make like it. She got a restraining order, and it like blocked him from coming to see his daughter because he never abused her, never hit her. But could have potentially, maybe.
Yeah.
So, and there was no, like, it was such a weak argument. You know what I mean? Look, man.
Did they lift the restraining order?
No. You need to see the rest of the movie. Look, I'm not saying, like, you can't protect yourself if you're in danger. And, like, I don't want to see anyone dead. You know what I mean? Because they didn't call for a restraining order or whatever. But like you said, the sense...
usually... Yeah, sorry, no, don't worry. The sense that for me, that I don't care, like, you either do experience it or you don't. There's no, like...
I sort of experienced
because he kind of projected it on me as he was looking at me as he walked past.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Have I ever told you guys about my experience at...
No.
How someone came out and said I sexually harassed them? Did I tell you?
You did.
Huh?
You sexually harass me every time you come in here.
Yeah, you're different.
You love it.
Yeah, she wanted it. You're one of those.
Did I tell you guys?
No.
You know how... when I used to help
Is this going to be on a current affair one day?
I don't know.
What do you know what I mean?
We're not using real names here, are we?
No. Jeff. I don't even remember her name. But
are you sure it was a her?
I don't remember his name. Michael.
Right, Michael.
No, so I had a really good reputation with
I love
everyone,
it.
right?
We've gotten 2 hours in, and we've just come to the first part I have to censor. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? Michael's all right.
Okay, do you want where you worked?
Oh, crap.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, censor that out. Don't leave that in.
It's fine. I'll cut this whole conversation out. Just go.
Oh, no, fuck it then.
No, not the whole conversation. The line explaining the censorship.
All right, wait, well, let me start again.
Well, if you want, I'll answer it. Was it the one on Police Road or the one on...
Did I ever tell you guys about the situation I was in at work where one of the... there you go.
Car wash on the corner of North Road.
There's your pickup. No, basically, right, I used to help out departments, right, when it was busy. And when it's busy, like, the department's pretty tight because there's quite a few people working in there.
Yeah.
And you know how, like... when you're in a tight space, like, you'll just stand to the side and sort of like give the person room to move past you, right? And you'll like, squiggle past. Sometimes you may, brush up against them because it's a tight space. Okay. Never noticed it.
Are you working in a submarine?
I won't give it away.
All of a sudden, Steven Seagal. You know what I mean? Under siege. Okay.
No, and occasionally, like, I would like put my hands up, right? A lot of the time. So to avoid this issue, I would put my hands up so everyone can see where my hands are, and I'd move past people, right? Because I was careful in that position.
You're such a schmuck.
And
this one time it was on a half chub. That's why.
One time, right? I was moving past. It was so busy. It was so fast paced, and I moved past, and I sort of like nudged the person on the shoulder to like push past them, right?
Oh, as you're brushing past.
Yeah, as I brushed past, I sort of just gently nudged past, right, on the shoulder. On the shoulder. That was it. For half a second, I nudged them away from me. That went into a full investigation report with senior managers. I got pulled off to the side and had a full investigation. The police came down. I got called. I had to talk to them about it, discuss what was going on. And they wouldn't tell me the name or what happened. They just said, you've had a report against you about sexual harassment. And I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Anyway, in the end...
I got trucks backing up, man.
No, it was like that.
Was it Jerry on the docks?
Jerry, you said you liked that.
And last time I took you to a dinner, Jerry.
No, and they ended up...
Look, I want to make it clear, we're not like ridiculing sexual harassment.
No.
We're just ridiculing idiots.
I'm ridiculing him.
Yeah.
Actually, because it's him that would have gotten. I can just see his reaction in the I can see him with like the good cop and the bad cop. Him just sitting there staring, like, "What are you doing? Can we get back to work?"
That was my attitude, right? I was like you would think. Like I was just that high pitched came out. What? Yeah. It's exactly what I did. When they told me, right, they pulled me to the side because I thought there was a theft. Because it happened often. I spoke to the cops all the time. And I even knew one of the girls that was pulling me aside. I saw her weekly. Yeah. She's like, oh, we need to have a chat. And I'm like, yeah, cool, let's go into my office. And we went into the office and they're like, yeah, you've been done for sexual harassment and it's very serious. And what? Like, that was the first thing I did. Yeah. And anyway, we had a chat for a while and they said, look, the person's not comfortable, talking about who it is. What?
I can't stop picturing him in his underwear in the scene.
I was not. Oh, man.
I'm a nice guy. Jocks.
Officers, please, come in my office.
I've got all the CCTV footage up and behind me.
Mr. Cupcake, you realise you're in your underwear and shirt. That's okay. Well, what was this about? Another theft in the store? He just doesn't even bat an eye. Another theft?
Dude.
Really?
This is the best. Hang on. I gotta find this. I'm sorry, but this has to be played. This has to be played. There's no way around it. Hang on.
You're looking for some lady friend you knew back at school.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. That's cute. I don't buy it, but it's cute.
I'm just picturing how he stands up. Listen, Ted, I'm the kind of guy who likes to shoot from the hip. And he's got his pants undone. Why has he got his pants undone? I'm sorry. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so anyway, and then after a while we're talking to the cops, they
dead, don't you?
They said dead? They said, let's go, we can go talk to the person who's put it up and then see if she wants to confront you about it and blah, blah, blah. So they went back and then...
And you're watching on the screen?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't realise what was going on, but I saw them go up to who it was just in case, they came back and said, they want to stay anonymous. I was like, I know who it is, fuck yes. Anyway... They came back in. They go, oh yeah, she's willing to like have a meeting about it. And I'm like, cool, bring her in here. So they brought her in, and I'm just like, what are you doing? In front of the cops, and the cops like, just calm down. I'm like, I'm calm. Just what are you doing? What are you doing? What is this about? She's like, you touched me on my shoulder. I'm like, you bitch. Oh, and they're like, hey. I'm like, no. I walked past her like this. Yeah, is that what you're talking about? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, and then I brushed you to the side. And I'm like, police officer, can you come here for a second? I'm like this. She's like, that's exactly it. And I'm like, how did you feel about that? She's like, about what? And I'm like, exactly. That's what she's complaining about. Like, that was it. That was all it was. And the cop was like, are you okay with this? She's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, cool. Everyone back to work. Let's go. That was it. But I can't believe I could have lost my job.
How did it get that far?
I don't know, because as soon as a staff member says a female staff member says something about sexual harassment, bang, it's serious. Like, it's no matter what it is, no matter where the proof is, no matter if there's evidence, I would have lost my job then and there. It was so close to me losing my job.
I was actually reading an article about last night. That's funny.
Well, just mind you, just to finish off, the only thing that saved me was CCTV.
Yeah.
The only thing that saved me was the CCTV footage of me literally brushing her for half a second on the shoulder when walking past. That was it. That was the only reason I didn't lose my job.
I'm confused. She reported you for it.
Yep.
But then didn't care?
Because I said, let's review the CCTV footage.
Okay.
Right. And when we did, we all saw what happened. And the cop said, it's not enough. You know, are you okay with this? Because it's not enough. Nothing's going to happen. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. She just brushed it off like it was nothing. I would have lost my fucking job. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, wow. That's it. That's all that happens to her. She can put in a false claim, basically, which is what it was.
Yeah.
And she gets away with it, no problem. Cops didn't do nothing. And I would have lost my job. It's so bullshit, honestly. It's so ridiculous.
What are you trying to find?
I read this article last night, and it was it wasn't about sexual harassment, but it was about discrimination in the workplace in the UK. And it was this guy that basically, he was the only guy that worked there, and they said to his face, the manager, that if we known you were, because I think his name might have been a little bit like, it was like a neutral name. So they might
Muhammad.
No, like...
How is Muhammad a neutral name?
It might have been like Michelle or whatever. Not Michelle.
Jamie?
What?
Jamie. Could have been like a Jamie name. And
I
they thought,
get you.
it's a
Right.
female, and it turns out it's a dude.
Yeah.
And it was something about like a food tasting where they made food, or I can't remember it, but that's what I was looking up for. And basically, they're like, if we had known you were a guy, we wouldn't have hired you. He refused to pick up some boxes because he actually had a hernia at the time.
Yep.
And pretty much the boss cracked it. They made him do all the heavy lifting. He said no because he had a hernia.
Yep.
Then she spread that around to the rest of the staff, and then he was like basically like cold-shouldered for 6 months or something like that. Then they let him go. Now he's taken to court because of discrimination or something.
Yeah.
And
it's in Mel
just like,
Gibson's
just along the
high-pitched
sense of
voice
like
on
they
the
were saying,
answering
like
machine.
without
I had to give up my Laker tickets.
Evidence,
nothing whatsoever.
That is the sound of a man
I think they
taken
said
for everything he's got. I got to tell you, I'm envious of women, okay? I'm not saying your problems get solved, but at least they're taken seriously. You know? People, you got 1-800 numbers, you got ribbons, there's groups. People give a shit. Anything happens to a guy, it's just considered funny. Some woman cut her husband's dick off, threw it in the garbage disposal, and turned it on. People thought it was hilarious. They were, hey, Stumpy! Nobody cares. You think if a guy removed a woman's titty and threw it in the dryer, anybody would be joking about it the next day? The entire country would grind to a halt. There'd be a moment of silence. The NFL would have some special colored headband everybody had to wear for an entire month.
He loves bringing that NFL joke out, like always the NFL.
All my heroes are going down.
We can't watch this.
There was a...
Sorry, it was just so very relevant.
It was. That was good.
This is even more kind of relevant.
Sorry.
No, not in that sense, but mine's just as like what I'm about to say. No, that was good. I love that.
I played that to someone the other week for the first time, and they were just like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, yeah.
I love it.
No, yeah.
While we're on here, I'm going to send you all this link, just so that way you can all see it.
I read it like just a quote on the net. It was about it was just from some woman, like some random woman, and she says marriages lasted longer back in the day because women were socialized into accepting subjugation, subservience, weakness, financial dependence, and abuse as a way of life. Long-lasting marriages weren't a symbol of happiness; they were a symbol of helplessness. Discuss.
Well,
do you think there's any relevance to that? I think there is. Someone said to me, I'll give you an idea, right? This is why it annoyed me. Like, that didn't annoy me, but the comment, I'd found that around the same time as something else that I'd seen on just on Insta. This woman had put up a post of, what's her name? Audrey Hepburn, from
yeah.
the movie was I think it was like a Breakfast at Tiffany's grab or something like that. And I said something like, hang on, let me find it. She posted up a thing, and it was just a picture of Audrey Hepburn, and she'd written like, simpler times or something like that. Like, to be back to this. And I messaged her, and I said, back to what exactly? Like, this is a genuine question. Like, to what? It was just a picture of Audrey Hepburn sitting there, right? And she said, simpler times. I go, simpler times what? Okay, you realise black people were still segregated when Breakfast at Tiffany's came out, yeah. Okay, Australia still had a white-only policy in that era. Like, simpler times, like, I'm sorry, but without context, like, what are the simpler times that you're actually referring to, right? And she says something about, I go, I'm trying to figure out, okay, you're referring to Breakfast at Tiffany's, the movie, Holly Golightly, Audrey Hepburn, the era, like the 50s or 40s. Okay, because Holly Golightly was basically a socialite who just dated men, like rich men. Audrey Hepburn was born from nobility and lived as a socialite during the golden era of Hollywood. The movie and the era and a time were filled with just racism and insensitive throwbacks. They're like, even Breakfast at Tiffany's had that Mickey Rooney Chinese caricature, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
In context, it was normal. But I'm saying now we look at it like, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand, right? She says, it was a moment, it was how this picture made me feel. Apologies, I'm not schooled into the history, so thank you for updating me, right? She's an older woman. Like, she's probably in her late 40s, early 50s now, like at least, right? I want to understand what the simpler times comment was.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't Holly Golightly and it wasn't Audrey Hepburn. Then what is it? The fucking...
Did you ever find out?
No.
Oh.
Just nothing. Like nothing to give me.
Yeah.
Just simpler times. We're looking at a socialite in the 40s.
Yeah.
What simpler times?
And who is this person?
Just a random that I know.
Older?
Yeah.
How much older?
He just told you.
Oh, it was in and out a couple of times.
She's got a teenage daughter.
So maybe mid-50s?
Probably, early to mid-50s, I'd assume. Late 40s, WOG.
Might as well address, number, name. It's still undecided with all that information.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about it.
It's just
because I hear that a lot too.
I don't
think much about it, but I think the world from what it was to is now, in a sense, was simpler in the sense where you didn't have to deal with the world's problems, maybe.
No, we didn't deal with the world's problems because we weren't socially aware.
Exactly.
Socially conscious of
right.
issues, right?
And it's like at a younger time in their life when they're probably more easygoing, whatever, they didn't have problems, maybe, in their life.
No, but the thing was, it was just a picture of fucking Audrey Hepburn. Simpler times. I'm like, I was looking at it like, how?
I don't get it.
I don't know. It says,
and that's what shits me when people say that, marriages were more fucking honest. But like, fuck off. Women had less rights in the fucking 40s and 50s and 60s,
So she's in support of?
No, I'm not saying about...
No, but that's what it would sound like.
I'm just saying, generally, when I have these conversations with people and they talk about, Facebook this and blah, blah, it's like, hang on, man, people were having affairs back in the fucking 60s and 70s as well.
Yeah, well.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
All right? That's got nothing to do with it.
You just couldn't track them.
Yeah. No, to track him, it's like, where were you last night? I was at Mickey's playing poker.
I was going to say, you lied, son of a bitch.
You know what I mean? Hey.
I'm sorry, Mr. Anderson, but your wife is cheating on you. Here's the photos, black and white.
Whereas now it's like, find my phone. Club 77, huh?
I don't know.
And then the next week is just Mr. Anderson, your wife was dead. A self-inflicted gunshot wound to the back of her head. Oh, okay. That's it.
I got the backup.
Yeah. I loved her. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, right? I reckon the quote from that woman about, long, like these marriages from like the 50s and 60s and whatever. I'm not saying that they don't exist, all right?
What doesn't exist?
Marriages from the 40s, 50s and 60s that were long-term, that are long-term or were long-term, that are genuine marriages. That, I'm just saying the divorce rate's at 50% right now. Why do you reckon that is? Like choice? Freedom? Or just amalgamation?
Because the women are... No, I don't know. No.
Amalgamation.
It's an amalgamation, right? It's a fact that we have the freedom to be able to just pick and choose now.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into moral sort of thing.
I don't know. Do you think?
I'm not getting into. I don't want to get into a moral.
No, I'm not talking about moral or ethical.
Yeah.
Do you think it's that people are bailing at the first sign of trouble and they're not trying to work through it?
Yeah. Or people are just arseholes, and then it's like, oh, well, now I can just leave. I don't need to deal with some dickhead that's at the track all night.
I don't need to go to the Pope to get a divorce paper.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Or I'm not going to be, cast out by, like, my entire family.
Yeah.
Because the village is basically the only place I have to go and then have to live as a, hooker or a, drunk. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going beyond cultural ties. I'm going beyond religious ties. I'm going beyond all that.
No. Yeah,
secular society.
Yeah.
Why do you reckon that is? I'm not trying to create the answer for the divorce rate. I'm just saying.
Why not? Let's do it. Let's try and solve it.
Now, in this shithole suburb.
Here at the Train Spotters podcast, we try to solve all the world's problems. First, we tackled human trafficking earlier tonight.
You were talking about castanets. What instruments?
I still stand by it.
Even though that's Spanish, not fucking Central America. No.
It's the Paso Doble.
You're fucked.
Why?
You're fucked.
Why?
All right. No. I'm just saying. I think a big portion of it is the fact that, and I'm advocating for women here. The fact that they have independence to the point where they're not solely reliant on like a male to provide, for their thing. So they have the choice of saying, I don't need to put up with this shit. I'm out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think that's a fair call. I'm just sick and tired of hearing this simpler time shit.
It's
It's like, dude, your grandmother was beaten from the time she was 16 years old. Had 4 kids by the time she was 22.
Alcoholic father.
Yeah, but then again, that's a generalization.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes, I know, but just by saying that's a generalization.
Don't.
No. Oh, look, I know plenty of people that were beaten. Don't worry about that. Yes, I know what you're saying.
I'm not generalizing.
I know, but at the same time, just saying that is one.
All right.
I'm not saying
everything
they're better off or they're...
But everything's going to be a generalization.
Everything's a generalization.
Of course.
Yeah. You're going to go case to case on everything. You'll be here forever.
Well,
But I think
So John's going to start his own society and he's going to go case by case on everyone that comes in. Who are you? What do you do for a
I
living?
made a decision. We will split it in half. Split what in half?
everything.
Communism. Of course, I'm at the top. So I'm having a piece. No. Okay, what's your point? Like,
nothing.
You better not be trolling just for no reason.
He's like, oh shit.
No,
Is there a reason?
Valid point. I got to say something of merit.
Oh,
You're right.
give me a hiccup. This cheeseburger's killing me.
You're a dickhead for eating it.
Oh, you have no idea what's going on down there.
gold, absolutely gold.
Did you see that thing that I sent about the WeChat convo that I had? Did I send it to you?
No.
What?
Oh, not WeChat. Sorry, it was in no. It was in WhatsApp.
I'm still waiting for this thread from today to go up on Insta. What happened to that?
I was busy.
But you got time to what did you have time to do? What was he saying before?
I was at an inspection.
Create a fake Instagram account
6
with
months,
his friend surgeon.
That was like peak COVID when like we were tearing each other's hair out. No, someone messaged me on my on WhatsApp. I think it was on my other phone. I can't remember, but it was in Chinese. So I've actually taken it to Google Translate to see what they said. And this is the comment that I actually had in Chinese, in full, yeah. The woman's gone, hello there, are you Zhang Ziquang? I said, no.
Oh, you posted this, didn't you?
Yeah. Are you not Zhang Ziquang? And I said, I'm Batman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry, I just asked the assistant to check the number. We added the wrong number here. I hope it doesn't bother you. Keep my secret identity to yourselves. I don't think... That is one reason why I love being born when I was and living in the time that I have.
Yeah, fair enough.
That kind of like communication is unparalleled to anything. To be able to troll someone on the other side of the planet in their own language, in a language I do not speak or understand even a fucking word of, right? That's unparalleled. I don't care.
Yeah.
Trolling, like, dude, imagine like gaming online the way like you guys do, but not having that 10-year-old telling you that you've got no dick or something, right? It's not the same.
Yeah.
That's the human experience.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're bringing it back down to like the bare basics of what we get off on, man.
10-year-old Kim, I poked your bum last night. What?
Man. Some guy out there legitimately gets off the game, goes and sits down, rethinks his life. You know what I mean?
GG, kid, you can't shoot. I shot at your mum last night.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you reckon there are women doing that? And I'm saying I've got female friends.
Watch Twitch. Yeah, they're all on Twitch. They love it.
Yeah, but these are gamers we're talking about. Do you reckon women that aren't gamers actually troll their friends or like troll just strangers?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. That's an interesting... No, I don't know.
My partner does.
Is she a gamer though?
No. Oh, not gamer. She like dabbles. Not to the level like even you guys would play.
Yeah, but does she troll people on the internet randomly like that?
She just trolls anyone.
Okay, but that's,
I think
is that case to case?
I think she wasn't always like that though. To be fair, I think it's just rubbed off from me.
But everything that's trolling, according to us, would be hardcore harassment online to any normal person, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I had
for sure.
I had a scam call from India like a couple of days ago, and I kept them on for 20 minutes. For 20 minutes.
What were you doing?
Just conversation, just chatting.
About what?
How you going? Yeah, very good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, I'm trying to. Yeah, cool. Oh, that's great. Where are you from? Oh, yeah, I told you I'm going for Telstra. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, that's so good. Just 20 minutes later, right, I pulled out the most Aussie bogan accent. I'm like, Sharon. I'm like, excuse me, Rajesh. And he's like, no, it's Mike or something. And I'm like, he's trying to get away with, an English name. And I'm like, yeah, Rajesh, give me 1 sec, mate. And then, Sharon, give me a fucking beer. And then I had my partner yell out. She's like, get it yourself. And then I'm like, Rajesh, give me 1 sec, mate. I'm going to fucking beat the shit out of you. And then I just dropped the phone. I got back. He hung up. I just love that shit. Like, I think, what was I doing? I was playing something while I was on the phone to him, so I didn't care that he was taking up the time. It was just, I was doing nothing.
Yeah, it was just filler, yeah.
Yeah, it was just filler. So I was barely paying attention. I was like, maybe I was playing COD or something. I don't know. But I was killing someone and I'm kind of like going, oh, fuck yeah, Well, and he has no idea what's going on. He thinks I'm a psycho or something.
Clearly, like, you got flagged by someone. Yeah. You beat the shit out of your wife. You know what?
I loved it.
I was just going to say, like, this whole time with, like, this Suarez, like, Suez freaking canal, and then, like, Biden blowing up in America right now and all, like, the whole, whatever's going on there. 2 shootings as well in the last 2 weeks.
100 to date, huh? Mass shootings, 100 mass shootings to date.
In the States? Yeah, and they don't have a problem with gun control.
To date, man, that's a fucking lot.
I know it is, man. We're in the 3rd month.
Yeah, but don't they say gun shooting classifies more than 3 people? Or 2
mass
people?
Shooting?
Mass shooting.
Yeah.
Because they say a lot of the gun shootings, like... Because, I mean, you've got the big ones with the rifles and that, but then they say, like, mass shootings classifies, I think, 2 people.
Yeah.
And a lot of those contributed to just, like, handguns.
Yeah, but death's a death, man.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying
we have like a handful here or like 1 in Japan.
Yeah, I know.
And then you've got a country that's literally shooting each other every week.
Yeah. But it's not something massive. It hasn't been 100 massive things.
No. Well, there was one.
Yeah.
In... Where was it?
I don't know.
Boulder, Colorado.
Another one in Boulder.
16.
Oh.
From last week.
There was the guy that was like a radicalized terrorist that was homegrown. And then there was the other white guy that was just an insane white nationalist or something. Yeah, it was both ends of the spectrum, but they both went crazy.
But they were 16, right? One of them was 16 people.
Yeah, isn't he the guy that targeted the massage parlors or something? There was the other one.
That was a different guy.
Was he a different guy?
That was a different one.
Okay.
One went and killed 7, and 6 of them were Asian.
Yeah.
And then one guy went to a shopping center, like a supermarket, killed 16 people randomly, just for the sake of...
Is he dead, or they captured him?
I think they caught one, didn't they?
I think they killed him while he was trying to escape.
Anyway, while that's blowing up, while you've got the canal, you've got all this sort of shit. Even here, like the north is fucking busting up. All the floods up north as well, down the east coast.
Yeah.
Harry,
Tin Spiders,
and Meghan.
He's back on Harry and Meghan.
No, they're still poking through the headlines.
Yeah. Are they?
Every day, like I see this little dominant arrow in the corner, and it's always something like Harry steps over the line. Meghan's tears. Prince Charles bottom, sets deadline. Like those types of shit, man. And I'm like, how is this still managing to find traction?
Because there's idiots out there.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not reading this shit. Do you know the men read this crap?
No one.
I'll be honest, I don't.
But for that to come up means you've probably clicked on it once and that's enough for it.
No, because when you go on the news, it's always going to come up, right?
Yeah, it's always going to come
but
up
it's
as a
always
headline.
catered to you.
But he's talking about the actual news
I'm
website.
talking about a news website. I'm not talking about Instagram or social media.
It's just whatever's on the front page.
I'm talking about whatever's on the front page. We turn on the TV or, you look pick up a paper.
Like if we go to news.com.au, it'll always be the same for everyone.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Yeah,
I've never. I don't get that.
There is no algorithm on that. That's
Are you sure?
Yeah.
The advertising around it changes, but not the actual article.
If you see news.com.au article on Facebook or Instagram, definitely targeted. But on their actual website, if we all open it right now, it'll be the same
It'll
thing.
be the same exact thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not men reading this shit, is it?
But I don't even know females. None of the females I know are interested in this
So who
either.
is that being mass marketed to in this country?
No idea.
In this country, who's that being marketed to?
And from what I gather, it's the topic where people aren't really going to side with them as well because people like the monarchy here.
Yeah, they do.
They're more. They probably care more. They're like, who's this?
No, we're definitely they care about the monarchy because it's entertaining.
Yeah,
They
and
like the regality and all the bullshit. Yeah.
And the sense, and that, like with that interview that came up, a lot of people were like, she's looking, they're looking for their payout, basically.
You know what killed me about that?
Yeah.
Harry said something like, I remember just reading a quote. It was like literally a headline saying, how he's basically broke, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's been cut off.
He just signed up to a startup.
Yeah. He's basically broke, but, he's got the family jewels to rely on. He said something about like his mother left him a lot of money, probably because she saw this coming. I'm sure Princess Di in 1997 foresaw her son, who was like fucking 10 at the time, was going to marry some American actress, model, whatever, and then deflect. What's it called? Defect, yeah. Like, really? Is that really?
I told you, the British are playing the long game. I told you, there is going to be a half British, half American president, and it's going to be their kid. Long game.
So you're saying in 40 odd years,
America will be part of the British Empire again.
In 40 years?
Yes.
How old are we going to be? We're going to be in our 70s.
I'll hang on just to see that.
Dude, 75, using mental telepathy, some sort of fucking, full streaming service. I'm just going to go, I told you.
Not going to hear the end of it now.
Hey, did you pick a historical entity, by the way?
No.
Yeah.
Who'd you pick?
Oh, my. How are you not prepared for this? I literally was sitting on the toilet freaking out about running out of time to find someone.
I'm well educated on all of them.
I hung up on my brother, literally. I hung up on my brother. I'm like, I need to do some research. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, listen, I'm taking a crap. I need to rush. Just get off the phone.
So you want a...
Just an era. Give me an era and the figure that has caught your eye.
All right, let's go...
Do you know what I was going to go on? The Habsburgs.
The Habsburgs?
Yeah. The Habsburg jaw. They're the worst, man. Absolute worst. You never heard about the Habsburgs?
Habsburgs?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I guess we're going with the Habsburgs.
No. Who was your figure? Or your era?
1800s?
Okay, where?
Where?
Yeah, where in the 1800s? As in, like a country, as part of the world, a figure? Or the decade itself?
Hang on a second. The name is... Alessandro Volta.
Alessandro Volta?
Yeah.
Alessandro Volta.
I think his name's a dead
Isn't
giveaway.
the Mars Volta Jared Leto's band? No.
What are you talking about?
Who's in Mars Volta?
I don't know what Mars Volta is. It's 30 Seconds to Mars is the band.
No, Mars Volta was a band. The Mars Volta was a band. So shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth.
Alessandro Volta.
Shut your mouth. Okay. Okay.
1799.
1799.
Yeah, but it dates back almost 2,000 years.
No, that's all right. We'll go 1799, Alessandro Volta. Okay. He invented the voltaic pile in 1799 and reported the results of his experiments in 1800 in a 2-part letter to the president of the Royal Society. What the hell's a Royal Society?
It's royal.
Yeah.
It's a society that's royal.
Hang on. Is a learned society and the United Kingdom's National Academy of Sciences. Okay, that's what it is.
Is that who you were looking up?
With this invention, Volta proved that electricity...
Look at his face. It's not the same person.
It's the same person, but it's not the same thing. But it might lead to it.
With
so
this invention, Volta proved that electricity could be generated chemically and debunked the prevalent theory that electricity was generated solely by living beings. What do you mean living beings?
But humans. Like
Volta's invention sparked a great amount of scientific excitement and led others to conduct similar experiments. Eventually led to the development of field of electrochemistry. So he drew admiration from Napoleon for his invention and was invited to the Institute of France to demonstrate his invention to the members of the Institute. Basically idolized by his students, lived in Pavia. Despite his professional success, tended to be a person inclined towards domestic life, more apparent in his later years. Blah, 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 blah.
Summarize it, he invented the battery.
Yeah, early battery. In announcing the discovery of the voltaic pile, the Volta paid tribute to the influences of William Nicholson, yada, yada, yada. The battery made by Volta is credited as one of the first electrochemical cells.
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Each time we do this, instead of one person, we should do 3 people.
Yeah.
Oh, so I thought you wanted to just pick one person and then like we do...
No, whatever.
Okay. I thought like you do like...
I think it's a short...
Yeah, it's better to do...
a short teaching.
Yeah. Those are like you do the scientists, Dim can do like the artists or whatever, and I can do the conquerors.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. Next episode, Prince.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was actually fucking going to say
the ultimate artist. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe Liberace. Just keep working our way back.
Yeah, like I've never heard of him. I've never known anything about him, and I just thought that was really fascinating that he was...
He's actually on the Italian 10,000 lira note.
There you go.
From 1990
I mean, it's a big fucking achievement. This guy worked it out, you know.
But hang on. So at what point... Okay, so he discovered the voltaic pile, which basically is an early form of a battery. But at what point did batteries become what they are?
Well, batteries...
Okay,
batteries used to be a lot large. Like, I mean... They've gone through like everything else. They've gone through like
the actual
refinement.
battery.
I'm looking it up now.
The actual battery was $17.99.
Electric battery. Now,
it consisted of discs of 2 different metals, such as copper and zinc, separated by cardboard soaked in brine. Sorry, I might not have
brine.
Yeah, salty water.
Salt. I guess the salt would be like a conductor.
Yeah. But it said that the battery actually has evidence that it could date back almost 2,000 years to the Parthian Empire.
Parthian who?
The archaeologists found unearthed signs of clay jars filled with a vinegar solution into which an iron rod surrounded by a copper cylinder was inserted.
What do we know about the Parthians? This is your field.
They killed. They killed Crassus.
We're just trusting
Crassus.
him.
Not Crassus.
Crassus. Wasn't he like a huge overlord?
Why do I seek your counsel?
Is it Crassus?
Seriously.
He's the richest man in Rome.
I put so much faith in what you have to say. I don't know why.
Type richest man in Rome. I think it was Crassus? Crassus.
Crassus sounds right. The name sounds right.
Okay, richest man in Rome. Marcus Licinius Crassus.
Crassus.
Yeah, Crassus, yeah.
So he was part of the Triumvirate, which was Octavian and Mark Antony. And they were like making roadways for themselves.
Yep.
Mark Antony had taken Egypt and all that. Octavian had taken Augustus, whatever. He was solidifying all that.
You could just be making this up, yeah?
I don't know.
Sounds credible, though.
So he wanted to... The dude...
Sounds right.
He was... He, from what I understand, was the first person to invent the fire department.
Okay, hang on. Here we go.
Because he had his own personal fire department. But he would not... Like, fires would happen, and he would go to the houses... And he would only put it out if they would pay him.
Oh, so he put the fire. He started the fires.
Yeah.
Okay.
He started the fires.
That's
but then he also would put them out. And so that's how he also became the richest man, because he had all the property.
That's basically what every tyre centre is right now. They put nails on the road. Oh,
yeah.
That's horrible. We'll change that. $280.
Kid running around the moped throwing spikes everywhere. I'll patch that up. $50.
Break even. We're not making a profit here. Won't charge you for the nails. Sorry. I mean,
can we have the nail back?
It's reusable.
So he wanted to make a name for himself.
This clown making a profit here. Why are you such a fucking... Sorry, man.
So Crassus wanted to make a name for himself, and Rome had only tried once, I think, to go to Parthia, which was kind of northeast of like modern day Iraq, like northeast, like the middle.
Yeah.
and basically it was all desert.
Syria.
They tried going to Syria. So he went there. They got tricked somehow, lost the entire army, and this. They don't know if it's true, but they think it is because he lost the standard. And to lose a standard was like heresy in Rome. They melted it down, and basically they poured molten gold down over his head to kill him because he loved his money so much. And they go, "You love your money, you'll die by it."
Ooh. Man, do you know what, dude? In 53 BC, I just found an image that I've seen 1,000 times, and I just put some context to it.
What's that?
In 53 BC, Crassus decided that at 60 years old, this was his last chance to go forth and finally earn the triumph he desired.
Yeah.
He was spurred in this by Caesar's military victories in Gaul. And it's got a picture of Vercingetorix, the leader of the Gauls, throwing his shield, his arms down at Caesar.
Yeah.
Asterix has minted that image like 1,000 times over, man.
Yeah.
I've seen it 100,000 times over. I'm finally seeing the actual...
That story for that guy Vercingetorix is pretty bad too, pretty sad.
Really?
The way like he was... Because the Gauls, the tribes, like they couldn't unify. They'd unify, they didn't fight, then they'd separate again.
That's why they say the Gauls were like... It was like a template for the Greeks. Because that's what the Greeks would do. Like, when you read the story about Asterix and all that sort of shit, their personalities are very Greek-like. So, like, they're a village, united. They take out, like, opposing offenders, but they spend all their time brawling and just partying, basically, and just doing jack all.
And he was the only one that could unite them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Dude,
I think
Crassus... Okay, so the Third Seville War, known to us nowadays as the slave revolt led by Spartacus, gave Crassus an opportunity to once again gain the glory he desired after several other generals had been defeated. He volunteered for and led the army that went out to defend Rome. He was a harsh leader, notorious for reintroducing the old practice of decimating units as a punishment.
Do you know what the decimation is? Decimation. Do you know what the decimation is?
I know what decimation is, but is there a specific...
Decimation was where... every 10th soldier would either be beaten to death or just executed to instill discipline. And basically, it was so that they wouldn't retreat in battle. Very harsh.
So wait, every
10th soldier
was just killed?
Killed. Didn't matter if he had done anything wrong or not.
How often was that?
Very rare.
Oh, okay.
It had been done in the past before him, I think, to just instill the discipline.
So what, like they line up, boop, dead, all right, keep going.
I don't know if it was by straws, by lots, or if it was just they line up and every 10th would be killed.
Well, Parthia was Persia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crassus' invasion of Parthia was so disastrous that even today Mediterranean languages, a truly foolish mistake is known as a Crassus mistake.
Oh. Okay.
He basically took, like, how he had guides. He took on...
Could you get Crisis from there?
Possibly.
What the fuck is happening here? Is this his person? I just realised what's going on here. Is this the person he's talking about?
No. The person that...
How did we get onto Crassus?
Because you wanted us to know who Parthia was.
Yeah, I asked...
Parthia was
kingdom. Right. You said the battery was invented in Parthia.
Possibly in Parthia.
Possibly, and I said, where do we know Parthia from? You brought up Crassus.
Sorry, yep.
Yeah, Crisis is... is the adjective form of critical. That becomes the adjective form of critical. Etymology, let's have a look at this.
You keep going, I'm just going to shit myself out here, I'll be back.
Hang on. The criminal crisis for use in medical context, blah, 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 definition, yada, yada, yada. Political crisis. I don't know, how did you know about this crisis? Don't shake it off, dickhead. Like, I'm being serious.
Because this is my jam.
Yeah,
you can't know who Mark Antony and Octavius is.
I was going to say you can't know who Caesar. Yeah, Caesar was bankrolled by Crassus.
Yeah.
So where was Crassus born?
Where he was, I don't know where exactly. He was Roman, but I don't know.
Hang on, wait a second. Crassus. I just want to see like the actual background of Crassus. Roman general politician who played a key role in transformation of the Roman Republic. He started his public career as a military commander under Lucius Cornelius Sulla.
There's that name again.
Yeah.
That generation basically formed the...
Gaius Marius, Lucius Cornelius Sena, imposed Lucius Cornelius Sulla. Cinna's proscription forced Crassus to flee to Hispania. So he stayed in Spain from 87-84. He recruited 2,500 men from his father's clients settled in the area, and then used his army to extort money from the locals to pay for his campaigns. Sailed his army to Greece?
Yeah.
Jesus. Man, this guy was a freak.
Mm-hmm. He was already a well-accomplished person. I don't know. There was no need for him to go where he went.
What, as in, become
To go to Parthia.
Okay. What was he trying to do, just conquer Parthia?
Because that's the one area that they had never really had any success. I think Caesar had kind of started. He had plans to go there and conquer it, but then he died. So I think once this triumvirate, because the whole point of the triumvirate was to keep the power in balance between three of them.
Yeah.
But the power was actually more of the two of them, Octavian and Mark Antony.
Yeah.
And he was the older one in that group because I think he was with the original triumvirate of Caesar and Pompey.
Yeah, his consulship of Crassus and Pompey.
Yeah. So he was the older person there out of the three of them, and I think he just felt that he was being left out. The power's more with those two. The decisions were being made by those two.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get his triumphant, whatever you call it, which was the march down the Roman street, the main street. Not many generals got those people. And so he wanted that. He wanted some form of glory again, and he decided to go to Parthia, which was the worst decision to make.
Do you know he appears in Xena Warrior Princess?
Of course he does.
He's beheaded in season 3.
Yeah. My person is King Pyrrhus of Epirus.
Epirus?
Yes.
Okay.
Epirus.
What about him?
Oh, he's just interesting.
Epirus. Hang on. King Penis.
Epirus. Pyrrhus.
King Pyrrhus. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. There's
Pyrrhus
two. There's
of
Pyrrhus
Epirus.
and there's Penis.
Pyrrhus of Epirus.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying. Nothing's actually coming up.
Pirrhus.
Pirrhus. Achilles. Oh, Epirus. Here we go. Okay. Pyrrhus of Epirus.
Yep.
It's got a visor. No, it's a helmet.
It's a helmet.
Greek king and statesman of the Hellenistic period. He was the king of the Greek tribe of the Molossians. Okay, I didn't know what the Molossians. Okay. One of the strongest opponents of early Rome and as one of the greatest generals of antiquity. Several of his victorious battles caused him unacceptably heavy losses, from which the term Pyrrhic victory was coined. So what does a Pyrrhic victory mean?
A Pyrrhic victory is to win in battle, but with such heavy losses that it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you may as well just retreated.
So you might have destroyed your enemy utterly, but with a loss of 95% of your force, it's called a Pyrrhic victory.
Okay.
So in those times, when a nation or a kingdom or an empire would go to war with another one, it usually only resulted in 1 or 2 battles.
Yeah.
Once one army was destroyed, that was the loss of their manpower. They couldn't field another army quick enough. So whichever empire or kingdom would win the first battle, in general, where it was a set battle, that would be it. The winner would go on to then conquer the city.
Isn't that why the Spartans kicked ass? Because they're just generations were just already on the...
But it was also their downfall, because then they lost so many that they couldn't resupply.
Yeah.
So what happened was he went into Rome, and the first time this was happening, where he would beat Rome over and over again, and instead of accepting the losses, they would just keep fielding new armies. So instead of giving up after 1 or 2 battles, he would then expect to then just march into Rome. Instead, he had countless battles with them, and he would keep winning. And he's one of the only generals to leave a kingdom without being defeated victorious.
Okay.
So he lost so much of his men that he had to leave, and he just couldn't keep going. I just find it fascinating.
A certain general rated him as the greatest commander the world has ever seen, second, and then rated him as second after Alexander the Great. Who do you reckon this
Probably
general was?
Caesar.
No.
Napoleon.
Nope.
Patton.
No.
Washington.
S. Patton. No. Hannibal.
Yeah. Hannibal's up there, man. Some of the stuff Hannibal did.
Carthaginian general and statesman. How old was Hannibal when he died? Hang on, he was 63, 66.
Yeah.
That's a relic. Yeah, these generals never lived past, how old were they when they generally died?
They got old. There's you would be dead by the time you were 23 or the time you were 30.
Why is it that these generals in 247 BC lived to 60s, but then the average life expectancy, in the 1800s was...
Because there's probably different diseases, more diseases.
Yeah, but these people lived, pretty violently.
And dirty.
Well, these are the successful ones.
Yeah, okay. What do you reckon the life expectancy in Rome in 247 BC was?
I don't know, 50 maybe.
Okay, hang on. Life expectancy.
Hannibal. What I mean, everybody says, he crossed the Alps with elephants, but that's nothing compared to what he did. It's called the Battle of Cannae. All right? What he did was...
Is that Kanae?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of this, yeah.
What he did there, they tried to mimic it in World War One, when he had like the lines of like hundreds of kilometers of basically front line. Basically, what he did was he lined up his army against the Roman army, and he, instead of like fielding what you were doing normally in ancient warfare, is line up your best soldiers in the middle and your weaker soldiers on the flanks.
Yeah.
Because you want the middle to be stronger.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's going to take the brunt. What he did was he put his weaker soldiers in the front vanguard, and his stronger ones on the sides. So as they were fighting, what basically happened was the centre would start giving way.
Yeah.
And then what he did was, with they pretty much enveloped them, the entire army, and they encircled them.
Yeah.
And they were completely like...
because they've gone straight down the middle thinking, mad, but
so as the battle went on during the day, it just kept pushing and pushing, and they were being pushed back, but not realising that they being enveloped.
Been sandwiched in.
And once they got completely encircled, not one person survived.
Dude, what do you reckon the average life expectancy in 1600s was for English people?
45.
39.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dude, 39 years old.
That's really low.
Yeah.
How did people even survive? Average life expectancy in Jesus' time, so say 2,000 years ago, was about 35. How as a species, how have we even survived this long?
We pump them out quick.
We do, but then we don't necessarily.
There's a lot of orphans out there. I don't know.
I'm serious.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
That's huge, man. Like 35? Look, people go now in their 60s and it's like, hey, we're too young, you know?
Yeah.
35, and like, that's peak. Like, imagine as a
You're
child.
at the top end.
Yeah.
You're the 103-year-old.
Yeah.
Walking around still, driving.
And like, imagine like, you're looking for influences, right? Like, you see kids that grow up without like parents or whatever, or haven't got positive role models or whatever. But imagine at 35, like, breadwinner of the family's gone, and you got like no one. Does that mean that you're just orphaned out at that age? It's just a general question.
I'm just thinking, there's Hannibal Barker, died at the age of 63, poisoned himself to death on his deathbed, and here's 8-Ball and Cupcake get to the age of 104 each, sitting on the couch, 45 kilos obese, overweight.
Just listening to podcasts.
One's listening to Limp Bizkit.
My character, my figures were the Habsburgs. You don't know anything about the Habsburgs, do you?
I know the name, but not really. I'm thinking of someone in Germany, Habsburg.
Basically, like, there's a lot. It's the House of Habsburg, right?
Yeah.
So basically, they're Austrian Germans generally. The Habsburgs. I'll see if I can just find a
Just a royal family.
Yeah, Habsburg. Let's just see the Habsburg jaw. It's just bad. All right. So basically, the Habsburgs were the most inbred political family through Europe during the Renaissance. Yeah? I'll read you what it says here. Through a series of advantageous marriages, the family managed to overcome territorial and language boundaries and gain control of much of Europe and vast tracts of lands in the Americas. So then you got his Queen Elizabeth related to the Habsburgs. They share the same bloodline and are both directly related to Queen Victoria. The Habsburg jaw, man, like the most inbred.
Wasn't it World War One? Like the countries involved were all related. The royal families of all the...
Oh, yeah, when you went down the bloodline.
Yeah, in World War One. It was like Russia, Germany...
So here, check it out.
England. They're all related. They're all cousins.
Inbreeding caused a distinctive Habsburg jaw of the 17th century that ruled Europe. So basically, kings and queens of the Spanish Habsburg dynasty, which ruled across Europe from the start of the 16th to the start of the 18th century, had a distinctive facial deformity, an elongated jaw that later became known as the Habsburg jaw. Now, new studies suggest this facial feature was likely the result of centuries of inbreeding. Just because shitty genetics, man. And they basically asked all these surgeons to analyze like 66 family portraits. and they search for 11 features that define mandibular prognathism, or protrusion of the jawbone.
Yeah.
You want to see someone with the Habsburgs? This is literally it, man. Look at it. It's bad. Dude. The Habsburg jaw.
Oh,
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's fucked up, man.
Every time I think of inbreeding, have you guys seen Paradise PD?
No, what's that?
No, it's just, don't worry about it.
Is it a show?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm looking at it.
On?
Netflix.
It's an anime.
Oh. I'll check
It's
it out.
animated, yeah.
It's animated.
It's just that there's this inbred family on the show. It's just hilarious.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's funny though.
Nevertheless.
It's typical.
It's
it's
funny,
like
though.
typical hillbilly inbreeding
Oh, okay.
style, and they like the brothers like just jerk
Well,
each other off all the time.
I think we've reached the peak of tonight with the inbreeding of the Habsburgs.
I've been buying so much time with these little pop outs.
You're disgusting.
I'm dying.
You told you to buy a cheeseburger.
I wanted to get you something nice.
You thought cheeseburger was nice.
Well, I don't know. There's nothing else open.
You do nothing but criticize like crappy diets, and you and your stupid paleo shit.
Keto.
Get it right then.
Very different.
Nevertheless, you bought me a cheeseburger. You would never buy yourself a cheeseburger.
Oh, I just did. I just ate one.
You ate it because I wouldn't eat it.
You see what happens in moments of weakness, people can go against anything that they hold.
Oh no,
Sacred.
I'm not currently.
It's true.
I'm not currently on keto. That's why I ate it.
Oh, aren't you?
No.
What happened? You fell off the horse, didn't you?
No, we're moving again.
So what does that mean?
And?
I can't cook.
Well, can't you buy?
Packed everything. No, it's so hard.
Well, I mean,
Insanely hard.
just buy like a steak and done.
I'm not buying a steak. I'm not letting some other fucking dumb shit cook a steak for me.
No, you buy it and you cook it.
Keep a skillet at home.
No, I've already packed everything.
You can't leave one.
You can go to
frying pan.
Safeway.
Packed, cleaned. I'm not touching nothing.
When are you moving?
Next week.
So what are you doing for like the next week? Sitting in your job.
He's crapping his pants every 20 minutes.
Bang! He's got it.
Surefire way to lose weight too.
Why can't you just keep one frying pan out?
Because I don't want to clean up. We've already cleaned. We've packed.
So you're just not eating for the next week?
No, we're just eating out.
He's just,
We're just
you know what
we're
he's
cheating
doing
for a week.
For the next week, he doesn't want to clean anything else other than the stains around on the carpet.
Toilet.
On the toilet. Yeah.
Carpet, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. How long does it take for you to pack up your house before you move?
Well, it's only like 20 boxes of tissues, isn't it?
A stack of magazines.
I'd say in total, like,
And one external hard drive.
His gaming chair and the illuminated keyboard. Yeah, no, honestly, I mean, honest.
I think it's taken us on and off 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
On and off.
What have you got in your house? People.
Female.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not me.
About 1,000 cans.
Dude,
of deodorant.
do you know what I did?
Scented candles.
I grabbed the trash bag, right? Rubbish bag.
They started throwing everything.
I chucked.
What's this photo of your parents? Bang.
No,
You don't need it.
Just everything.
I'm your family now.
Literally. What's this? Full 2 liters of milk gone. It's open. Gone.
I seriously, I got it. I did though. That's what I did with the fridge. Yeah, I did.
What's this DVD we never returned? Gone. He's such a brute.
Anytime she said like, I don't know, in the bin. That's it. What's this?
Yeah.
I don't know. Bin. How long? When did you use this? I don't know. Bin. When was the last time you used this? I don't know. Bin. It's such an easy solution to solve. Like, if you don't know, clearly you don't use it. In the bin.
See it throwing shit. It's just, dude, what's that? It was my wedding dress. Gone. Like, it doesn't matter.
Have you used it since? God. You haven't used it in the last 6 months.
No.
Bang.
Speaking of weddings, shout out to our mutual friend.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
That's funny.
That was
That's
hilarious.
a small world, man. Small world.
That is hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he ever get back to you?
Yeah. His best man, Craig.
Yeah.
You met him as well, apparently. He was cracking up over it. He's like, I can't believe. He's like, trust me to have this situation where it's the most unbelievable yet believable situation to be
I
in.
saw it was random. Man, this guy sounded exactly like this guy.
That in that message is like you're talking to him and he sounds exactly like him.
Dude, exactly. But I mean, exactly. Like, and he was everything. Like the personality, the vibe, like everything was exactly. I'm like, dude, you sound exactly like a mate of mine. And then that freaked me the fuck out.
Little did he know, we met on Destiny.
That's sad.
Destiny, man.
Such a beautiful story had to get ruined.
Look, it envelops everything. It creates friendships.
Yeah, no, he's a great dude. I'm actually really happy that we met on Destiny, and it became a friendship.
I'm so
He's a
sad.
top dude. He doesn't play anymore. I don't play anymore.
Don't you?
No.
What do you keep talking about every week?
About what?
We have not done a single episode where you have not referenced Destiny for at least 10 minutes.
Because he gets off on hearing me piss you off about it. Don't worry. It's all right.
It's all right. Don't worry. Relax.
I just have a question.
Like Gambit. Gambit's a better game.
Just fuck me.
Do you want to play Gambit together?
I'm not playing anything. I haven't got time to shit. Are you serious?
Don't talk about shit, right?
No, I'm just saying. I've not got time. I've got to move.
I've got to make
by
time.
myself.
I need to make time.
I'm moving on my own.
Would you like me to help you?
What are you going to do? Pack up my socks?
I can help you. I'll send my movers. When are you moving?
What movers? That's what I was going to ask you. How are you moving everything? Just one truck?
I'm hiring some Indians to do it.
Just off Airtasker?
I've got guys that have moved me the last 2 times. So
They good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they actually have a truck?
Yeah.
Or is it like one dude? Did I have to tell you what happened with me in my move? When I moved like last year?
You just called the dude and rocked up, didn't you?
I thought I was getting like, a box, like a box truck or something, and like a couple guys.
The guy in a van.
Guy rocks up 3 hours late. Some Egyptian can barely speak English, and he's got a flatbed ute. That's
That is gold.
Are you for real, bro? He's like, we do, we're fine. I'm like, man, I go, it's not that I'd moved almost everything on my own.
Yeah,
right. It was just the big stuff, the bed, the TV, cabin, the unit,
It's things you need a truck for.
Yeah, I go, you need a truck, man. He's like, no, we do. Don't worry. We make more than one trip. It's fine. I'm like, man, my couch, 3-seater couch, took, when I moved it in, we had to go from the front of the townhouse in the front up to the second level through the house because it was the only way to get into the building, right? Because you couldn't fit into the lift. Took like 5-6 of us to do it. Me and this guy did it on our own, coming back. Like, as in dropping it back through the house. We got to the front door. I've just breathed this sigh of relief because that was my big stress. And he's like, we do okay. I'm like, I didn't want to tell you, man, but it took like 6 of us like 20, 30 minutes to do it last time. He's just looking at me like horrified. It's like, and then anyway, we ended up doing like 3-4 trips in the same night, man, like going back and forth between like, the areas.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what are we doing? But I said to him, I go, relax. I go, you're Egyptian. I go, I'm Greek. We've built monuments that have stood the test of time. I go, we got this, man. It's fine.
We got this.
But yeah. So then I figured this time round I'd actually do it.
Well, we used the van to move studio to here.
That was ridiculous.
That was a big van. It was a big van.
No, it wasn't, man. That was a pretty standard van.
Okay, standard van.
Dude, the guy couldn't drive. This poor kid literally was like squished in his seat, and we had stuff in the front. Like, as in just crammed around him, man.
Yeah.
But we got it done.
We got it done, but
trip.
I mean, like, I'm just trying to compare in my head, like, that van compared to a ute to move an apartment.
Yeah, well, it was a flatbed ute, man. Well, thank God it didn't rain. Thank God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, okay, so you got a bunch of guys. They cheap? What do they cost?
Yeah, 75 an hour?
How many hours did it take?
3, I think.
Okay.
About that? Yeah, 3. About 3. But I tipped them 50 because they moved my gym set, which is just a huge effort.
Did you sell it?
I sold it just now because I don't want to move with it. But when I moved to when I moved to this place, like
is it just you this time? You and your missus?
Yeah.
Or? Oh, thank God.
Yeah, but I think I've secured
a room
an apartment next door for my mate.
The one that has got the missing lung.
No. He's gone back to his mum's.
Oh, the guy that sleeps during the day.
Yes.
Is he like your little pet or something?
He's the best mate.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I didn't know that.
Pet.
Yeah.
You're calling him a pet.
I don't know. It sounds like he goes everywhere he goes.
He's just been through a lot, so I kind of like big brother him. Yeah.
You. You big brother someone. What are you out of your mind?
I know, that's how bad the situation is.
I big brothered you for like 10 years. This is dire straight.
And I'm jobless. Let everyone know that.
I need to get this guy in here, put a blanket around him.
Isn't that funny though? Because you
You're
work
safe now.
You work. He works his ass off, right? He does. He really does. He works his ass off, and I look up to him for that. And I always have looked up to him since growing up. I've always
such a small man.
I considered him more of a brother than my current brothers. Because they can go fuck themselves.
my current, because they're replaceable.
They are replaceable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, and yet, as hard as he works and as much as I look up to him, I'm still jobless.
What does that mean?
Hasn't rubbed off on me.
Yeah, well, I work 7 days a week.
He can only do so much though.
Yeah, but dude,
You're broke, but you have
I'm saying-
investments. You have things that you own.
what do I own? My clothes. I made this
You
job.
own. Exactly. You have
I
your
got
own
these
shit.
boots off Gumtree. Yeah, but dude, you know what, man? For the record, I never ever encourage anyone to live the way I do. Never. That's a fucking fact.
Could we go back to, what was it, yesterday, where it says, I'll give you an hour in my shoes?
That's right.
That's right.
No.
And I believe, what was my answer? I don't think I gave him one, did I?
No.
My point.
You stayed out of the conversation.
I was like,
No. I'm being serious because I've gone on record and said this. I do not recommend anyone live the way I do, my form of lifestyle, my form of choices, because if I got rid of this studio, if I got rid of, say, my bike, if I got rid of my apartment, if I got rid of a lot of crap, I would basically be normal.
Yeah.
But I go 18 hours.
But I think it would drive you crazy, right?
But that's just my personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do not in any way.
this isn't a smart-ass question at all, in any
Here
way.
we go. I'm waiting for it now. Here we
This
go.
is not, I
A
want to...
personal attack? Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at
He's
all.
gone out on a limb.
I've had
on
to
the
go.
record, prefacing his question, which he never does. He just throws him out there.
Because I
Little
have
sucker.
to, because I think the people now know me by now that when I'm being a smart ass and when I'm trying not to, this is a genuine question. Why don't you?
I'm saving it right now.
No, no,
Why doesn't he what, sorry?
Why doesn't he change certain things so that it's a bit easier for yourself?
Because then I wouldn't be able to achieve anything that I want to achieve.
Okay, all right, that's all.
You know, that's. I'm not trying to recreate the wheel, and I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm not. This is nothing significant, man. This could be a blip on the radar for all I give a shit. But
You don't know that. There's plenty of people out there that this brings joy to their
Well, it does.
every.
That's the funny
Or it
part.
inspires.
Every
Yeah.
time I get a message from someone that listens to it and says, man, like I was dying of laughter. Like I had someone message, like I think it was the last episode we did, and they messaged me saying, I listened to like the first half an hour and I had to stop because I was laughing too much. I'm like, that's funny. Nah. But, and you gotta, and I always bring that argument up, especially when I'm talking to other people, because they're like, well, why? I'm like, well, you go home to your wife and kids. I don't. Do you know what I mean? You go home to, you go to work every day to a fulfilling career, or a hierarchy of a ladder, corporate ladder, or your business, or whatever it is, whatever you've chosen for yourself, which is fine. Everyone is free to choose whatever they want. But I got stumped in the years when you sort of be meant to be making all the legwork. I got screwed out of that. So I lost a lot of time.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, mentally, I'm in the best place mentally than I have been ever. I'm in the most debt. I work the most hours, see very little money for it. Like, I don't save anything. It's all just on the line every day. It's just gambling, time. Basically gambling time, money, and my credit rating.
And you know what? Like, I hate inspirational things. I hate inspirational.
I hate them.
Motivational, whatever. I hate all of them.
hate
They're all
them, man.
bullshit. They're all bullshit. But
Every
that is real. Like, that's what it should be.
I hate
for people that work
motivational
hard.
shit because everything is circumstantial. Yeah, like those stupid marketing gurus where I watched it. Like I'm reading some article about some kid that worked in washing windows or whatever, and all of a sudden he's a marketer, entrepreneur on Instagram selling real estate ideas.
Yeah.
So when I looked into it, it's like, okay, so he just met someone and invested some money that he'd saved. I'm like, but where did he get the money? He
Yeah,
had
exactly.
$40K to invest money?
Yeah.
And he's a good looking kid. He's just selling photos of himself sitting on BMWs.
Yeah.
Like, how do you tell, dude, how can you, this is what pisses me off, right? All those inspirational videos, right? All this shit. In 2021, how can that even be relevant anymore when you've literally got teenage girls turning 18, starting an OnlyFans, and becoming fucking millionaires in 6 months?
Yeah.
Selling pictures of themselves on the internet. Just because there's fucking hungry dudes out there willing to buy them things on Amazon.
But everyone's getting desperate. Like, even Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's happened with him?
I know, he's sick.
No. He's normal now. Or he's recovered. Sort of, anyway. But he's going and selling, like, a miracle cream. Which is complete bullshit.
Who's this?
Ronnie Coleman.
The lightweight, baby. The bodybuilder.
Bodybuilder. The famous bodybuilder.
The black dude. He used to scream lightweight. Like, he set records, man. He's a big dude.
He's a really famous guy. Well received, well known. Everyone in the industry respects him. He's one of the...
Didn't he set some record for Mr. Olympias or something?
Yeah.
Like, he basically overtook Arnold's records.
He's one of the highest respected bodybuilders. And he got sick or something and his legs weren't working very well and he... couldn't walk very well and all that, and he had to sort of retire. And then he sort of started making a comeback on social media, and he's promoting this cream. And in his promotions, like, you can tell he's got no idea what he's talking about, no idea what the cream does. He says he's been using it forever. That was his secret, that he's been using. And then they looked at the ingredients in the cream and they're like, it does nothing. There's nothing in it that does anything.
Oh, really?
And you've got this highly respected guy getting a free pass because of his status. But it's lies. And because people respect him and they trust him, of course they're going to go about and buy a product and rub cream on them and expect...
Yeah, but you know what? That's no different than Sarah Marie from Big Brother 1.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah Marie from Big Brother 1. I've brought this up a million times, man, and I'll bring it up again. I don't give a shit, okay? I don't know her personally. I don't know where she is now. I do not care, right? But at the time, 2000, 2001, when Big Brother was out, right, she did the bum dance on TV and became fucking famous for it, okay? And that was viral. That was a different form of viral. But this is what pissed me off about it. She was a manager at a strip joint in Perth.
Yeah.
Okay? And they were looking at her like she was some sort of freaking idol.
Yeah.
Right? They released a CD, a compilation. She released a single where they remade I'm So Excited and they included a bum dance in it.
Yeah.
Then she released a few compilation CDs for sleepovers where she's in her pajama pants on the front. It's the same thing as Ronnie Coleman. Her CDs are the same thing as Ronnie Coleman's creams.
Yeah.
No substance, quick cash.
But what I mean is, that's it. It's everyone's sort of falling
marketing.
into that
but
marketing.
This is my point. How can you tell, let's say a guy that's been, ripped of his livelihood for whatever reason, don't worry, mate, keep your chin up, you'll be fine, blah, 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 positive thinking.
Yeah.
But then, here's Taylor Skylar Marie on OnlyFans, who literally drops out of high school to start selling videos of herself showing her feet on the internet. And she's a millionaire.
Yep.
How can you sell this positive thinking and this, motivational speaking anymore? Tony Robbins, his whole courses can get thrown out in the window.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you look like this person, you can just start an OnlyFans.
Sorry to cut you off. Man, I'm at a critical point here.
Okay, we'll go.
We might need to cut this.
No, it's fine.
I don't know if you guys can hear this on the mic or what,
Nah.
but this thing is
I can't.
rumbling
No.
like a fucking
We're fine.
erupting volcano.
We're fine.
I am ready to blow.
Okay.
I suppose that, yes, you're saying that, but then how long would that be sustainable as a person like that? Because eventually, like that, looks fade.
Yeah, but you make enough smart investments when you've got the money.
Yeah.
That's assuming they make smart investments.
Well, no, that's going back to the stripper theory, right?
Yeah.
All these topless waitresses and strippers, the majority of them, man, they just spend most of their money on their faces. They're going to Bali every 3 months, and they're living in the CBD somewhere, in some penthouse because they think this money's going to keep coming in. Usually they get hooked up on drugs. I'm not trying to generalize.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. There's always... there's
a large number of these stories that we hear, and that's what they are.
Yeah.
You don't hear really about the good ones, to be honest.
Yeah, but you can't be that stupid. Like, if you're making that much cash and you're in that... Surely you're going to have some sort of financial advisor behind you.
Probably not. It's so funny, because I said this to my mate this morning.
I was like, get stuff, Mum. I make my money. Shut up and go get me a coffee.
Dude, I said it to my mate, can you imagine what these kids will ask? Mummy, what did you do when you were 20? How did you make money? Oh, I started an OnlyFans and I showed my feet lathered in oil and a guy gave me $5,000 each time for it.
What do you mean?
What? Mum?
Yeah. No, but
that's what do you tell them?
Well, look at that, was it that she was a V8 supercars racer? I think?
Yeah.
She turned to porn.
Yeah, she's OnlyFans and now she's making money.
No, she turned to porn, right?
Yeah, well, it's OnlyFans.
It was OnlyFans.
Is OnlyFans a form of pornography? That's another discussion for another
Yeah,
day.
but penetration and OnlyFans is two... Well, no, there is penetration.
Of course there's penetration on it.
I've got a high school friend who started an OnlyFans and she's just not shy of it at all.
Yeah, but is she making money though?
Yeah.
Okay. She doesn't care.
Oh, no, I'm just she actually posts it on her Facebook.
Yeah.
In front of her school friends. Wouldn't you have any,
but you don't care. It's what you're willing to sell and what you're willing to let go of.
That's true. Well, she got $5 off me, so good on it.
Well, aren't they porn stars? aren't they...
Donating to the cause. Support local business.
Oh, she was in a rut. I wanted to help her out. Centrelink was giving me a hand. I thought I'd pay her back.
Let the government help. Aren't there cases of porn stars committing suicide because their ID got out and then all their school friends and everyone they went to school with found out?
Well, look, porn as an industry has been unregulated for a long time, and mental health and all that sort of shit is a big, big issue. A lot of the retired porn stars now talk about that because the rate of suicide in porn was almost as high as the rate in WWE and stuff. You know what I mean? all the steroids, concussions, and loneliness on the road used to lead to abuse and all that sort of shit. And he's dying right now.
I'm going to shit myself. I'm not even kidding anymore. This is going to become Auschwitz real quick if we don't get out of here.
Auschwitz?
It's going to be a gas chamber in here. I'm telling you.
What was the word?
I was just thinking.
At the front of Auschwitz on the sign, work will set you free.
Oh, yeah.
I keep forgetting the name of that sign. It's the main. It's the
Yeah, that's what it is. Work will set you free.
Yeah, that's what it is in German. But hang on. I'm going to look at it before you die.
All right.
Work will set
not gonna make it.
you free. Hang on.
He's dying. Look at him.
Arbeit macht free. You hear that, Andrew?
I heard. I heard.
All right, go for it, man. All right, we'll wrap it here. All right, we'll wrap it here.
I swear to God, anyone who eats a cheeseburger... I can't. I'm going to shit myself.
I love how we went full circle and got the German here in the end.
Yeah.
You.
He didn't make it. It's everywhere. Oh, the humanity.
Hold up.